Ladies and gentlemen, we are back like we ain't never left. And this is the Cat's Corner podcast. And we are live on a Monday Night Raw Monday on June the 23rd with your host, Ernest the Cat Miller, the Lady Thriller, about to be
Ain't
Paris,
no
France's most wanted man, about to
ain't no
fly out and go
lady,
to Paris tomorrow.
ain't no
He's
lady.
going to European vacation. And I am your co-host, Ray W. Don't mean to trouble you, Keziah, a.k.a. Big Shug, manager of future Hall of Famers. This is the Cat's Corner podcast. Before we get rolling tonight on our illustrious subject, how about a word from our great sponsor, Recite?
We're Recite. Of course, we offer all-inclusive site work. We're Recite. Of course, we have a dynamic site crew. We're Recite. We have secure foundations. We're Recite. Of course, we're good stewards. Recite redefines the way site work is done. Contact us at recite.com. It's re-site.com.
Recite, baby. Thank you to the guys at Recite. Thanks, Wesley. Thanks, crew. Cat, how you doing? I know you're getting all packed up and getting ready to take that big bird across the Atlantic Ocean. How you
Hey,
feeling?
baby, I feel good. I feel good. I'm trying to see if I should wear this right here. This is an old Japanese style wear down jacket.
Like a Hong
You
Kong
know,
Phooey?
that's racist.
Hong Kong Phooey ain't racist.
Sometimes they put their hands in it like this.
Why
right
do they do
here.
that?
With me, when I do this, the police stop me and say, I'm got concealed weapons. I got to show these hands.
When I do that, that's a straight jacket that they normally put me in. When my hands are like that. But
yeah, because you probably got a fork and toothpick in your hands. You know what that means.
Getting ready to eat something.
You just finished eating. You losing weight anyway, Big Ray, and I'm proud of you.
Well, I'm trying.
I'm proud of you.
37 pounds, 37.
But that just, Ray, I'm telling you, eating and being on a diet, it's all upstairs. It's mental. If you can, people think you just stop eating, that's a diet. No, it's mental. If you can convince yourself upstairs that you don't need that cupcake, you don't need those apple pies, you don't need that donut, Ray, you'll lose weight. You'll lose weight.
That's right.
Big Ray.
That's right.
So it's all mental. But speaking of mental, you know how we like to kind of help people that might need something, especially when they come to the brain, a mental or anything physically wrong with you. If we can get somebody on here to just share a little news, tell somebody how to work on something to help them, to solve their problem, to heal them, I like to get them on. So we got a very smart guy coming on again next Monday. You guys better be here. It's a psychologist. This guy right here know how to work with people like you, Ray.
All right, I need it.
But I want to ask this guy though. What he believe, is it part of science? Or is it something they did in the lab and worked it out? How do they solve a problem? A lot of people solve a problem, man, by giving you some medical pills. Some people don't like to give you pills. They don't like to give you pills. They don't like to give you medicine.
I'd rather not take the pill. I'd rather do it the homeopathic way where you don't have to take a lot of drugs.
I had a friend, and whenever he would go through something, he would take, like, what do you call it? Antidepressants.
Right.
He would take those pills and he'd get through that moment. But the guy never healed. He'd never heal. And I think the way he never healed, because he went down, up and down so much, is because he did not go through the process. I think we are built to go through the process. And each time you go through that up and down, we all get depressed sometimes. I get depressed sometimes. But I don't take pills to try to help cope with the reality of what I'm going through. I don't take pills to do that.
You just deal with it.
I just deal with it. It's hard sometimes, but it's easier when you're looking back at it. When you went through it and it's over, because you know nothing is as hard as you think it's gonna be anyway. When you're thinking about it, when you're thinking about it being, it's just like it's gonna be the hardest thing in the world to get through. Oh, this is gonna be terrible. This is gonna be. I don't know if I could do this. And then once you go through it, you get to it and you realize, like, oh, it's not anything.
What, nothing like I thought it was going to be.
I can do this. I don't need any pill. I don't need any alcohol. I don't need drugs.
So this guy coming on next week, he's a sports psychologist or just a psychologist?
I want to say he's a psychiatrist, you know, and he worked for Emory. He's done some big work around Atlanta, and he's gonna be able to share some light on something. I'm gonna get something out of it because he's smart.
Is he also in the martial arts as well?
He's not in the martial arts. He's just a very smart, like I said. You know, my son worked in that field. You know, he got his master in psychology. He does, you know, evaluation for kids. You know, mental, psychological evaluation. So I'm curious to see what this guy got to talk about. You know, and he got a lot to say about, you know, preparing yourself mentally for the future and healing yourself from the past mentally.
That's the hardest thing is the past. Usually people can't get past it. But speaking of the past, the title of today's show is What If Vince Came Back? And what does that mean to you? What do you think? If Vince was to come back, let's say tonight, Monday Night Raw started and you heard, no chance, that's what you got. And you seen this guy coming to the ring doing that crazy walk.
Hold on, wait a minute. When you said Vince come back, it's a bunch of Vince that's not around. I get Vince Russo. Well, hold on, wait a minute. Let's talk about Vince Russo. What if Vince Russo came back?
Well,
you know, we have been
back to writing. I mean, he would be a writer, or a general manager.
But would he make? Would the show be better than what it is today?
It's pretty good right now. I like what Triple H is doing.
Okay, tell me what you like. I mean, I don't watch it much.
I like the long term storytelling. I like how it's gone full circle. They even went back 14 years with Punk and Cena with the pipe bomb on Friday night, and Cena dropped the pipe bomb on CM Punk, and it was like tit for tat, like it was 14 years ago. I mean, I love how everything is coming full circle, and he's not treating us like we're stupid. He's not treating the average fan like they're just dumbasses and don't remember things that happened in the past. Everything's coming full circle. I like his long-term booking. I like his booking style. I really do. It's not a 50-50 booking style. I like it.
Well, what about the storyline? We ain't talking about the bookers. We ain't talking about the wrestler. I want to understand when we talk about Vince is coming back. If Vince Russo came back, it'll be about the storyline.
Right.
If Vince McMahon came back, it'll be about the storylines. It won't be about
that's what
how
Triple
the
H is doing.
wrestlers
He's
are
the head
being
of
treated.
creative.
How the wrestler being treated. Because I can tell you this right here. If Vince McMahon fired you, you're fired.
No public outcry could bring you back if he did it.
I mean, I don't know anyone who had. Maybe I wasn't there. But I've never heard of somebody saying, hey, Vince McMahon fired you and fired him and then brought him back because the fans wanted him back. I've never heard of that. Maybe I'm wrong.
They've came back, but it's usually been a year or so later. You always was out for 6, 8, 10, 9, whatever it was. It wasn't 10 days later.
We talking about, you know what we're talking about. We're talking about you fired on a Friday, then you back on a Monday.
Yeah. That's
and the storyline behind that situation right now. What do you think about that, Ray?
I think it's a work. I mean, I think it was part of the story. I don't think he was truly ever fired. I really don't. I think it's a way to get this new character, Ron Killings, over with him split personality going, I'm driving now. And, this, that, and another. But it's good. I mean, they wrestled to a disqualification on Friday night. Him and John Cena. Um, so he actually won the match by disqualification. So he's still right there in the main storyline with the champ. So we'll see where it goes from here. Your boy Goldberg's going to be back on TV tonight in Columbus, Ohio.
Well, I mean, it can't hurt the show. If you got to bring Goldberg back, I wonder if they bring a Goldberg back just to give him that retirement match, or they bring him back to build somebody.
I think he's gonna build Gunther. I mean, I really do. But some part of me thinks that they're gonna put the strap on him next Saturday night at Saturday night's main event. That he might be the guy that takes Gunther down and he wears the strap.
When is this?
Saturday night, July 12th.
That's
Saturday
not
night.
next. That's
not this
next
Saturday coming.
night.
It's a couple weeks. It's in Atlanta.
Yeah.
It's in your backyard.
Oh, I'll be there. I mean, right now I don't have anything planned. I'll be there. Goldberg called me and said, "Hey, Cat, I'll be in Atlanta. Let me know if you want to come down." So I'm gonna go to support this guy because Goldberg called me and Goldberg said, I'm not as big as I used to be. I'm about 30 pounds lighter. And I told Goldberg, he said, I don't know what it's going to look like. But I said, Goldberg, listen, you built a legacy. It's not what you look like anymore. It's who you are now. And right now, you should be really enjoying this moment. This might be your last ride. Enjoy it. Don't worry about, listen, don't worry about nobody else thinking about you being smaller than what you used to be when you was huge. 280.
He looks every bit as big as Gunther, and they stood face to face the other night, and I was pretty impressed.
Bro, let me tell you, but Goldberg, back in the day, Goldberg was 6'2", 6'3", 280 pounds, muscles everywhere. Strong as an ox. So I don't know what they doing with him. And I'm going to start watching it tonight because I want to see this storyline. I want to see the writers. And this right here going to take us back to when you guys were talking about what if Vince McMahon came back. If Vince McMahon came back, it'll be a different show. Goldberg might not even be there. But then again, he might. He might. Vince
was the one. He even said it on our podcast that Vince owed him a retirement match, and he never did it. He never got the retirement match that he was supposed to have gotten. And so maybe this is it. This is the one Triple H is making good on Vince's word.
Man, listen. Wrestling is not what it used to be. Back in the day, I'm gonna just be honest. Back in the day, wrestling made me had to stand up and talk.
Right.
I'm tired of being nice, sitting here talking to you like wrestling is so exciting. It's not. It's a bunch of shit right now. I want to see some people get their damn heads knocked off. You understand what I'm saying? I want to see two guys get into it for real in the back, and then they make them still go to the ring and work. That's what wrestling was about. It was about that kind of bull crap going on in the locker room. And what people saw in the ring was just part of it. I'm tired of this crap, man. I'm tired of just sitting here and talking about pro wrestling. Pro wrestling is not anything. Let's talk about Tyler Perry and his thing. Would you want to trade places with Tyler Perry?
Right now?
You know what? Yeah. Tyler being bitch. Listen, this guy is suing Tyler Perry for $50-some million.
He's going to be the first of many, I believe.
Oh my goodness. There's going to be a lot of hurt grandmas and aunts around town here in Atlanta. They love that church going Tyler Perry.
But he said he was sexually assaulted. Didn't he say that?
Who?
Ain't that what he said? That's why he's suing him. He felt sexually assaulted.
Yeah, I mean, he was hit on too hard. What this generation, bro? Listen, what is this generation? A guy talking about another guy hitting on him so much that
He
it
feels like
hurt
he's
his
got to sue
feeling.
him.
He got to sue him, bro. If a guy was hitting on me, they gonna have to go get him out the hospital because
Well, I mean,
knees and elbows.
you would
No,
tell him the first time, look, man,
I would
I'm not that guy. I'm not going that way.
No. I wouldn't
Ease
tell
up,
him the
bro.
first. I wouldn't tell him the first time. I would not tell him. Listen, that's not me. Now you need to get your ass out of here. Now I don't play that game, bro. Y'all don't know how the hell you in my bedroom with your fucking bikinis on, talking about me. Listen, you better get out of here, bro.
Sexy for me. Get sexy for me.
Yeah. Bro, listen, I would have set down the rules. How you gonna set down another man gonna hurt your feeling, make you feel butt hurt because you telling him because he's telling you you're beautiful.
You're beautiful.
And then how can you make things worse? How in the world can you go and sue somebody and tell people this whole story for 200? It's not worth that kind of money to me to sell my soul, to look any kind of way out there in the world. I'm a man. You know what? Listen, bro, if you don't know, you're going to find out. So let's leave that alone. Let's go back to pro wrestling. I want Vince McMahon back.
Why?
Vince McMahon, he know the business. He know how to curve with the time. He know how to run the storylines. He know when to cut them off. He know how to start them up. He know when he need to be involved. I want Vince McMahon back. I miss Vince McMahon storylines.
Well, that's a unique take. I would have not figured that from you. I figured that you liked the direction of TKO WWE.
TKO is not a wrestling company. TKO it's a real business. When I say it's a real business, they're not looking to sugarcoat and make sure the old wrestlers feel like they part of the show. They there to make money. TKO is a business. They run the business like a TV business. Wrestling is made for TV now. It's not it's not the old show like a side circus. Think about it, circus.
I know they're not doing as many house shows now that TKO owns it. And they're kind of following, I guess they're doing it to save production cost, but they're kind of following around where UFC is going. They're kind of tailing them behind them, so to speak, in some arenas and stuff. Like, Raw will be there on Monday and SmackDown will be there on Saturday, and then UFC will be there on Saturday.
Man, listen, but UFC, I mean, how are they doing?
I think they're doing okay. I mean, they don't. To me, it's not as exciting as it used to be. But of course, you don't have those big name fighters. John Jones just retired.
Well, he had to retire. Did you hear what trouble he got into?
What kind of trouble did he get into?
He just got arrested. They brought charges against him. They said that
for hitting the dude.
No, for driving drunk, again, intoxicated. And they said he jumped out the car. I mean, this hearsay. I wasn't there, but what I think I heard, he was driving with a lady that was partially undressed, drunk as a skunk too. But when he saw the cop came, he got out and ran and left her in the car. So when the cops came to the car and saw that she was naked, half dressed, intoxicated, they started to question her, and she told them that she was riding with your boy, John Jones.
Wow.
And that he got out and ran and left the car. So they brought charges against him. But how can you charge somebody if you're a cop? How can you charge somebody if you didn't see him, you never saw him in the car?
Right. It's hearsay at that point. A good attorney will get that thrown out, but everybody's saying he retired because he didn't want to fight Tom Aspinall, that the new guy that's pretty bad. Pretty bad
I
dude.
think I think he didn't want to fight that guy because he was trying to get a big payday.
Well, they offered him everything but the moon to get
They
him to
didn't
fight him,
offer.
and
They
he
didn't
agreed.
offer.
And he agreed, and then he backed out and retired.
They say, well, he had to retire going through this right here now. Because the dude might be going to jail. You never know. They bring the charges against him. I mean, this is not his first time.
Right. Who's the big African dude that got mad at the UFC and left and went with ESPN's PFL? God,
And he haven't been back yet. He did pretty good. I know who you're talking about.
That's who John Jones wants to fight. He wants to fight that dude.
But Dana White's not gonna let that happen. Because Dana White is
because he don't
totally
control
against.
that other guy. He can't.
He totally against that guy too. What's the guy's name? You gonna bring up the person? Don't know
I
the
can't
name?
think of his name. It's I know it starts with an N. God, what is his name? God, I know it like I know my own name. But anyway,
Well, no, you don't.
Maybe Cody could tell us. He's a heavyweight for PFL.
Yeah.
Wrestled in UFC, was in UFC and left. Undefeated.
So big Ray, what do you think about the bloodline right now? Do you think that's part of I mean, we talked about this last time. Do you think that
bloodline's kind of fizzling out right now? Kind of fizzling out. They to recharge the bloodline, they're gonna have to get The Rock and Roman back involved in it. And the twins, the Usos, back involved. Right now, everybody's kind of split, doing their own thing. I don't know, man. The bloodline was the best story going for almost 3 years. And then they just
3 years is too long for any story to go. A good TV show,
it felt like yesterday.
Bro, a good TV show lasts about 3 to 5 years. Now you're talking about a wrestling show carrying the same storyline 3 years. I mean, these guys are good. But they are not. I mean, you know what? I don't want to say something. I don't want Keisha looking at me when we go to the next meet and greet. Because
you don't want
always. I don't want Keisha looking at me. What you looking at?
I'm looking up this guy's name. It's driving me nuts. Francis Ngannou.
Oh yeah.
Francis Ngannou.
He just got knocked out though. One of the boxers knocked him out.
Yeah, but that wasn't in mixed martial arts. He's still pretty good at mixed martial arts.
Man, listen. I don't understand how TKO did it. How did you bring pro wrestling, WWE, in with UFC? One is what people call made up, controlled, and the other one is you're supposed to bet money on it.
Right. It's as real as it
gets. You
gets.
bet money on it. Yeah, it's real. You bet money on it. And you can win money, big better. So how can you have these things in the same place and think one is one way and the other one is the other way? One is real and one is fake. It's not a good cocktail for me because I would not bet anything on anything that can already be predetermined.
Yeah, I mean, how could you do that? I mean, you're opening yourself up to lose unless you really know what's going on in the booking, and then you could probably win a little money.
Man, Stephen Ray calling me, and Stephen Ray really wanted to get to this show and talk about. He said he got something else he wanted to talk about. He wanted to get some things off his chest. You know, when I got ready to go to WWE, and I still, like Stephen Ray and I talked, we had differences. I like Vince McMahon. I don't like what he did, so-called did. Is that right? So-called?
It's hearsay. We never watched him. We never watched him shit on that girl's head. We don't know.
Yeah, well, you know, Johnny Ace had something to do with it. I hear Johnny Ace is now on the side of the girl.
Yeah, he flipped. He states evidence.
I wonder why. I wonder what they had against him to make him just flip like that.
Obviously not as much as they have on Vince, and they wanted Vince. So I just don't know, bro. I don't know. He's lost it with me, the bro code. You got to, if you're gonna be in a three-way with another woman, and then you're gonna flip on the on your dude. I ain't got much respect for you.
But that goes back to nobody like Johnny Ace. When Johnny Ace was in WCW, listen, he could not even do his job. I saw NWO, Scott Hall, and Nash. They ran his ass out the locker room when he came in trying to tell them what the storyline gonna be.
He said, "Get the hell out of here."
It did, for real. It did. And Nash looked at him and said, "Get your ass out of here. We're not listening to you, you snitch." That's what they were calling him. They called him a snitch. Man, listen, Scott Hall and Nash did not like this dude, man.
For good reason.
I don't know why, but now I can kind of see and tell. Listen, for him to flip and turn against somebody, he need to come out and say why. See, nobody saying anything.
Unless he was looking at some serious time in prison. I just don't see how you turn on the guy that's basically paid your way for 20 years.
You know what? I want to get a fan on here to talk about what if Vince McMahon was back. Well, what difference would it be if Vince McMahon was back?
Well,
Ray, you're supposed to know this. You're supposed to know. Yeah, you are the fan.
I ain't the fan. I thought we had a fan from Tampa, Florida.
Not yet. Cody said he's not here, so he's not yet. So
it's 2 weeks in a row he's done us like this. You realize that, right?
Well, Big Ray, one of the reasons he did us like this because I sent him 9 o'clock because somebody told me they couldn't get on till 8:30. So I sent him and said, "Can you come on at 9?"
It'd be so dark in Tampa, he'd have to be inside then.
Well, listen, he said yes at 9 o'clock, but being that you called and changed it back up,
make the 8 o'clock.
You need to do more talking, Big Ray. People want to know, why do you think you know so much about pro wrestling? Who are you?
Who am I?
I mean, yeah, to me, you look like the Vince McMahon of the public bathrooms.
Man, what are you talking about? I'm a super fan from 1975 until today, to this very day. And right now I'm 11 minutes behind watching Raw because I'm on here live and in technical, if you will, with the cat.
You just do a lot of talking. You don't mean anything.
I mean every word I say.
But you never set a point and prove it. You are just saying something, then you just throw a lot of crap around it. Hope that people don't really dig into what you're saying. I want to dig into what you're saying. You're not saying anything. You're not saying a damn thing.
I'm saying I think it's great that Goldberg is getting the final run.
Why? Hold up, wait a minute. Why is it great?
Because he deserves the final run. He deserves a retirement match. He's done a lot for the business.
Tell me,
he had a winning streak. He had a winning streak that nobody's ever going to even get close to.
Do you know that winning streak wasn't a real winning streak? You know that, right?
Well, it sure was on TV.
It wasn't like Mike Tyson 51-2. It wasn't kept up like that. This is something that writers made up 160 matches. Do you really think this guy had 160 matches? Damn, you dumb as you look. I'm tired of you, man.
I didn't say that the numbers.
Ray,
I ain't saying that the numbers were real, but I'm just saying he never lost.
Listen, we gonna get.
They hit him with a cattle prod.
Hold on, listen. We gonna keep this thing going because I can't wait till we start getting the phone dialing. Cody gonna have to ship his ass in the gear. I want Cody. I want to challenge some of these fans out there. I want you to be able to get some of these fans on the phone to talk to the cat. Because I'm sick and tired of Ray. I'm sick and tired of these dumb fans. I want to hear what they got to say. You
Well,
got we got the.
If you're in the chat, anybody in the chat right now, send me your email. I'll get you on the show.
Looks like
I'm-
Super Lars is in
No,
it. He
no,
said
no,
Goldberg
no.
back in the day was a monster. Never
Hey,
saw anything like him.
Bro, we talking about you now, Ray. Prove some of the stuff you got to say.
Allegedly, he said, allegedly.
No, Ray, do you hear me?
Prove what?
Prove something. Prove us you are who you say you are. Cody,
You want to see my driver's license? I mean, I know who I am.
Cody, I think this guy is a fake. I don't think he know as much as he say, I think we've been
You ain't
just
asked me a
scammed.
question. You ain't asked me
I think
nothing.
we've been scammed.
Yeah, you scammed. You scammed.
So who are you? Who are
flying,
you, Ray?
Flying third class to
Ray,
daggone
Ray, who are
Paris
you?
tomorrow.
Who are you, Ray?
I'm Ray Keziah. On the microphone, I spit fire. Give a brother a call if you want this Oscar Mayer. That's who I am. Who are you?
Did you see we just proved something, Cody? You ain't got to come back, Cody. But we just proved this guy don't do anything but throw words out and then
What
try
am I
to make you
supposed to
fit.
do? What do you mean do some jumping jacks?
No, we know you ain't doing that. If you do, you need to do at least 45 minutes of that. So, Big Ray, I just want you do know what you're talking about.
Well,
I want you to think. I
You're
want
a
you to think.
flip-flopper.
I want you to think, Big Ray, and I want you to start showing these fans right here. You got a few of them telling you what to do over here.
I ain't got them telling me to do shit.
See, there you go. You ain't got to curse like that. Just get your point across. You're a super fan.
I'm the
about
co-host
Stone
of
Cold?
this program, and they ain't telling me what to do.
What about Stone Cold talking about he want a retirement match now? Why don't we bring both of those guys?
Had a retirement match.
See, there you go again. See, there you go with that dog
He was in Dallas, Texas.
Bro, you not him, and you don't sound like him. Cut it out.
No matter what you think, son. I'll stomp a mud hole on your ass and walk it dry.
See that?
Hell yeah.
See, who are you?
Who am I?
You got an old fake mohawk, and you don't ever use your own voice.
Do you want me to talk like an old lady? Who you want me to talk like then?
Listen, Cat, this is what I do. I'm a man of 1,000 voices. I'm the man of 1,000 holds.
You wouldn't be nothing if Cody didn't make you look good right now. I know Cody gonna make this thing look good. That's why Cody is the man. Cody, please help us do something with Ray.
The man with the largest arms in finance.
Ray, who are you, Ray? I mean, tell me about it. Are you with Stone Cold?
I love Stone Cold.
So what about, did you know anything that he might be coming back to get a retirement match? He's got one more match in him?
Retirement match.
Okay, see, you don't know. You don't know. I know. I know what they're talking about right now.
I ain't saying they ain't gonna bring him back for a one-off, but he had one with Kevin Owens in Dallas, Texas, 3 years ago.
Why you want to talk over me when I start laying down the rules and the laws?
All right.
Right now, the rules are we got to talk about what we know about.
When are you going to have your retirement match?
I retired, baby. I retired a long time ago. I don't need another match.
Who was your retirement match with? Who was your last match?
Your mama.
She beat you in less than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
She put you in a leg lock.
Yeah. She had me in a leg lock for 5 minutes. Let's just say that. Big Ray, I don't need a retirement match.
Why not?
There was a couple of people asked me about a retirement match. Why? No. I haven't retired. I might jump in the ring anytime and beat somebody. That's how
you beat Joey Janela. Didn't you beat Joey Janela?
Beat his ass.
Well, that's good. Was that your last match?
No.
You wrestled since then?
Yep.
Did you wrestle the Diamond Sheik?
That ain't none of your business.
That ain't none of your business.
That ain't none of your business. Who should Stone Cold wrestle for his last match? Let's see how your mind works. You said you was a booker, you was a promoter.
I want to see him wrestle CM Punk because he never got to, and that was the one match that just never materialized, that would be the one I would book him in, and I would let him go over. I would let him go over CM Punk.
That right there about to put me to sleep. That's why we need Vince McMahon back. Vince McMahon will do something like this. Vince McMahon will give Goldberg his last match. He'll work toward the end of it. He'll get ready to win the belt. As soon as he win the belt and he have his belt raise his hands up over his head, you'll hear Stone Cold music. Dum, 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 dum. Stone Cold walk to the match and congratulate Goldberg. Congratulate Goldberg. And then tell Goldberg, I got one more match in me. If you don't get your ass out this ring right now, I'm going to use it up. Well, how do people watch that?
That would be a good booking. That'd be a good booking.
That's
throw a cold beer at him. Throw a cold beer at him and hit him with the Stone Cold stuff.
And you can see Goldberg bagging up, not running from it, but slowly moving back, thinking like this might be my next match. Listen, you got these two guys. You still got them in a bag. Why not use their names? Why not throw them in with some of the young guys? Mix them up. Like this thing with Goldberg right now, I will watch it.
Him and Gunther, I hope it's going to be a good match because Gunther is a machine. He can really go. He can really go.
You sound like a fan. He go where? Prove what you just said. He
is a technician. He is a mechanic. He is a good hand. He is move for move.
How you know he worked on your cars before?
I'm just telling you, inside them inside the squared circle, brother, he's as legit as you get. He is. He's old school. He's old school. He's a throwback. He's not this new age wrestler. He ain't out there doing 100 flips off the top rope and shit. He's got you in the ring. He's grounded and pounding you. He's putting you in holds. He's stretching you. He's headlock takeovers.
Hey, that sound like that sound like the massage I got up at the street. Got up at the corner of the street corner last week.
A happy ending for you, Mr. K.
That's what it says. Stretching and pulling and rolling. Brother, that's one of those massages you pay $65 for. It might go up.
I bet you got stretched up there all right.
Yeah, well, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
I hope
don't worry about where I go. But the thing is, you got these guys still in your hip pocket. Why don't you use some of these named guys like that? Pop the crowd. Just get the crowd a good pop. And then go back to these young guys who want to flip, flop, and do all the bull crap they do in the ring.
Flip, flop, and fly, baby.
They flip. Listen, that stuff is dangerous, man.
Yeah,
that's why. You know what? Back then, now some of the guys used to do it. I used to do a little high flying rope stuff. But let me tell you something.
I forgot how good you were on the top rope.
Listen, I used to, at 2:45, I come off the top rope, but I end up tearing my ACL. And I did it when I really didn't have to do it anymore because I was over. I was over. Just go out there, talk a little bit, kick, do my thing, and then go home. But you know what? I said, I want to give the crowd. It wasn't even the crowd. It was me. My ego was big. I said, let me go out there and do this double thing off the top rope, kick the guy in the back of the head, send his ass home. I did my flip and turn, boom, land, and tore my ACL. I don't see why these guys today think they got to do so many different moves in the ring. Now, this even transition from the guys to the women.
For sure.
You see some of the stuff that the women wrestlers are doing today?
I love it. I'm telling you, I watch the women's matches probably closer than I do the men, just because, you know, they really have come a long way.
Well, why don't you ever talk about them then? You always talk about something and then end up nothing. Who are you, Ray?
Well, tonight you're going to get to see two good wrestlers in the ring tonight. You got Bayley versus Becky Lynch for the women's intercontinental belt.
Ray. You reading, Ray, right now you reading that off your monitor next to you. I can see your eyes. Who are you, Ray? Are you some kind of
you wanted to know who in the world was wrestling tonight.
No, I want to know. I want to know who you are. You say you this big guru of promoting champions, and who are you, Ray?
Guru of champions. I said I'm the manager of future Hall of Famers, which is you.
Okay, what future Hall of Fame did you manage? Who
I
are you?
said I'm manager of future Hall of Famers. Which is you.
Ray,
You're a
Ray,
future Hall of Famer.
Ray, I think you lied on your application.
Well,
And I'm gonna see if I
go
can get.
back and call my references.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if we need to check those things, see who you are, Big Ray.
Call my references.
But Big Ray, do you agree with Vince McMahon come back? If he came back, things would be a lot different right now.
Of course it would. Of course it would be different. It would be more confusing too. Because he, in my opinion, towards the end, was losing touch with reality and what the fans really wanted.
Bro, Vince McMahon used to always preach. F the fans. These fans here are just part of the visionary portion of wrestling. We got these guys around the ring just to make the beautiful picture. You make your money right here. You look into the camera and you make your money.
Oh, yeah.
By telling a storyline, by being part of a great story. Now, if that story sink and you hear boos and cries from the crowd, you don't pay them any attention. Forget about them. They're going to come with you anyway.
Reaction, good or bad.
They're going to come with you anyway.
Well, some don't. Some are sitting there on their hands and not doing anything. And quiet is no currency when it's quiet. You got to get a boo or you got to get a yay. You got to get something. Yay or nay. But you can't have it quiet.
Says who? Says who, Ray?
Says anybody that's ever tried to get over in this business. If it's quiet, you ain't making no money. Because that means that the fans are disinterested.
Have you ever seen a wrestler go to the ring and didn't get cheers or boos from the fans?
Couple times. I can't call their names right offhand, but yes, it's happened a couple times.
What product was it from? AEW, WCW, WWE?
Couple times with WCW.
Let me tell you something. If you did not get a reaction from the crowd, you telling a lie. Because WCW would never hire guys like that. That's why I don't understand. Those are guys on the lower level of wrestling promotion. WCW, once you sign a WCW contract, a WWE contract, listen, you was already going to get something because people knew who you were. You was a superstar already.
Do you remember the night that Dustin Rhodes came back and they tried to present him as Seven Dust and he was white as a ghost and he had a cowboy hat on and they had painted him or put something on him that just made him frosty white. Like he was like, I can't even explain to you how white he looked, like a ghost, like he was dead, like he was a ghost. And they called him Seven Dust. And he cut a scathing promo and wiped all that makeup and stuff off of him.
Ray, he had a reaction from the crowd, first of all, but you got to understand his storyline did not just begin that night. His storyline was over in WWE. So people knew what he was doing when he came to the ring. They looking like, why is he dressed like that?
That's what he said.
Why is he dressed like that?
Him up like that?
Why is he dressed like that? And why did he come to the ring to do that? That was just part of the storyline, the growth of his storyline. How long did he stay? How long did he stay there?
He stayed there a couple more months, I think, 6 months, and then he went back to the WWE, I think.
Yeah, he went back to WWE. Not because they didn't want him, but it's part of the storyline. Listen, we used to say this a long time ago when I was there, before I ever knew the business. They used to talk about Vince McMahon and WCW was already working together. It were rumors before that. I was talking to a very well-known Chris Benoit. We were talking about some of the stuff that were going on backstage. And Chris Benoit looked at me, he said, Cat, let me tell you, I would never say anything about WWE. I said, why? He said, because you don't know, they might already own this product. We knew nothing about WWE trying to buy or in the market to buy. We just knew that it was so much stuff going on in the back that you can't trust what's going on, because you had WCW wrestler showing up on WWE, WWE wrestler showing up on WCW. You just never knew. Vince McMahon was just that smart. He knew how to make a storyline be a big storyline. When Vince McMahon was losing to WCW in ratings, the whole time, he never talked about the guy who really behind it, Eric Bischoff.
Right.
He never talked about Eric Bischoff beat me or WCW beat me. He looked at it and said, hey, Ted Turner, this billionaire, is trying to drive me out of business. His fight, so-called fight, was with Ted Turner. Ted Turner had nothing to do with it, but it sounded better. It was a better storyline.
He didn't give Eric no respect. He was going.
It was no. He wasn't gonna give Eric no respect or disrespect. He didn't care about Eric. In his mind, Vince McMahon deliver a story and he make it big. He don't play around with y'all little fluffy cakes. He make it big. He know how. He just that smart. He know how to take a story and blow it up, make it into something. He know when to interject himself into these storylines. That's why a lot of storylines look like they started out. Next thing you know, Vince McMahon is right in the middle of the storyline. And the storyline's bigger. Because Vince McMahon is there.
For sure.
Vince McMahon wanted me to go out one time. My job was to go out, interrupt a match with Sable. And I was like, why? Why did he want me to do this? And then he said, you go out and dance with her, then you kiss her. I was like, why? Why should I do that? I mean, I don't understand the significance of this storyline. Where is this going? Because they didn't tell me anything.
Right.
Then Vince started reading on. He kept reading on. He said, I'm going to come out there, cat, and then I'm going to dance with you, and then I'm going to kick you in the nuts from behind.
Wow.
Vince Russo, listen, so when the plot started, the storyline started, the crowd was with him for a little while. I had them going crazy. I was dancing, talking. She came to the ring looking good as good can look. She was a beautiful lady. But then, once I laid these curly lips on her, Vince McMahon music hit. And Vince McMahon came to the ring. And we had kind of a little dance off. He did a little bit of my dance for me.
Yeah, he did.
And then when I turned to do the dance myself, he kicked me in the balls. He kicked me in the nuts.
I remember.
And when he kicked me in the nuts, I went down to the ground and I said, why, Vince? Why? Why did you kick me in my nuts? What did this have to do with the storyline? But Vince McMahon knew how to make it bigger. He made it bigger. In the storyline, Vince got so much stuff going on in the world right now. Can you just imagine if Vince was here? Vince can tell these stories inside the ring. He can take stories that is going on in Iran and whatever, and he can make a storyline about it. And he did that. Put it in a ring. Put it on the show. That's what we need with Vince McMahon. We need Vince McMahon back. From here on out, I don't want you, Ray. Ray, I don't. Who are you, Ray?
Who are you?
Who are you, Ray? I want Vince McMahon back. You understand what I'm saying?
Let's start a petition.
We ain't getting them on the show. I want all the fans out there to go with me. Listen, you guys can get Ron Truth back in just by yelling, crying, and fussing, right? Let's get Vince McMahon back in.
Here we go. We're gonna play you a little deal.
Oh, God help us. Oh, what the hell? Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. Look at it. Look at Vince. Boy, Vince know how to dance. That boy know how to dance. Come on, cat. Oh, my turn. Hey, that's my turn. Oh, that's my turn. Yeah. Oh, hey, cut that off. Cut that off, Cody. Cody, cut that off. Now, let me tell you something. The story I heard with Vince McMahon is when him and John Hayes had some lady, they were doing something, running a train on. And John Hayes was doing the work, and Vince McMahon did something similar to kicking me in the nuts from the back. But I heard he shitted on John Hayes' head.
He shit on the girl's head.
No, he shitted on John Hayes.
He shit on the girl.
No, bro, I was there. I heard the story. He
You
shitted
was
on
there,
John Hayes.
okay? I'm sorry.
I mean, I wasn't in
didn't
the
know you was
party.
there.
But that party was similar right there. That little scene right there was
That looked pretty. That looked pretty.
that looked
like
pretty
he shit on
cool.
you.
He told me to go ahead. Listen, Cody, I don't know what you up to. Cody is our showrunner. People,
He's a
people out there who
producer.
listen to him. He produced our show. He bring up all these videos. I don't know what the hell he's doing.
Colorado
Because
Cody.
Cody should have never brought that up with Vince McMahon. We want to
You
see
did
Vince
it.
McMahon.
You did it. You brought
We
it
want
up.
to see Vince McMahon in good life. I don't want to see Vince McMahon kicking another man behind from the back in the nuts like that, especially not me.
Well, you did it. You were
Ray.
just talking about it.
Ray, who are you?
I'm the guy that's about to hit this big red X on this thing that says, "Good night, ladies and gentlemen. It is time to go watch Raw. And time for you to get on a plane and fly to damn Paris."
Bro, listen, don't do that, Ray. Please don't do that, Ray. Don't try to disturb our show. We in the flow now. People gonna watch this and watch back, and they're gonna want to know. Listen, Cody, we got to get a phone call. We got to get some of these sorry ass fans. I mean, these good old fans on the telephone to tell me about some of the stuff we don't know. I need to get a couple of fans. I need to get about 2 or 3 fans to call in, Cody. We'll get a phone number. We're going to get 2 or 3 fans to call in, and we're going to have conversation with these guys. And that's who I want to talk to. I want to talk to some real
guess
fans.
Shane has stood us up for the second straight week.
You stood us up, Ray, because you changed the time. You changed
We're still live. We're still live, by the way. There's no sense in arguing. Let's stop.
Okay.
The kids have to go to bed sometime.
Super Lars is asking if you're going to be in, if you're going to Fourth Rope in Paris.
Oh, yes. That's exactly where I'm going. Baby. I'm taking off tomorrow. I'll be there for about 4 or 5 days. You know, I saw something about this show online, and it was so funny. It's a kid had a GoFundMe that we need to use. Somebody please help me get to Paris for this show.
Mm-hmm.
West Side Gun Show. That's the guy that on the West Side.
Did he get it? How much money did he raise?
I don't know. I didn't see it. It was just fun to know that people are really trying to get to Paris to see this show. I mean, we got some good guys on board, so it's going to be pretty
There's
fun.
some fashion too, correct? There's going to be some fashion.
This is Fashion Week, and you know I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to have some great stories. And Monday, I want you guys to tune in because I got some people coming on to talk about that need this, Ray. I'm going to find out who you are, Ray.
I'm sick of you asking me who I am because you know who I am. You've known me for 21 years. Will you hush, please?
Ray, who is he? Cody?
Ooh.
That's my boy. Ray is my boy. I love Ray.
But who is he? That's what he wants to know. Who is he? Is he a man that's married with 2 children? Is he a business owner? Is he a wrestling fan? Is he a golfer? Is he a politician?
So anyway, listen, Cody, thanks for holding this together today.
Yeah, appreciate it,
It was
Cody.
fun.
Thanks for coming in at late notice and doing
listen, we're gonna try to be here no matter what.
Yeah.
Nate, we gonna get a couple of wrestlers on. And a few fans out there, listen, thanks for being a part of this. Thanks for spending an hour with us if you did.
Yep. He did.
You know, we don't care. We're going to start. We're going to get one fan at a time, and we're going to continue to grow.
Thanks to Super Lars, one of our biggest fans, Massachusetts own Super Lars.
So anyway, I want to listen, Big Ray, you can go to sleep and eat your turkey wings.
I appreciate it.
Cody, I appreciate you helping us, bringing us together, putting us on right here and holding us down. You did
Super Large
exactly
says
what
he's
you
from
supposed
San
to.
Diego. Just so you
Oh,
know.
that's right. He's from San Diego. My bad.
We go ahead to get him back
The
on too.
619.
We go ahead to get him back on real soon too. So
Yep.
Cody, Big Ray, go ahead and shut us down, baby.
Thanks for coming out to the Cat's Corner podcast. For everyone, tune in next week when Mr. Ernest the Cat Miller will be fresh off of his trip to Paris, France, and he's going to include us in
Hey.
all of his fun.
I'm gonna get West Side Gun and I'm gonna get those guys on this podcast. I'm gonna start bringing. I need to bring in more guests. I need to bring in somebody. Cause Ray looked like he got about to go to sleep. He looked real sleepy. He talking out his head. So we gonna really Big Ray. You got to get on your P's and Q's, man. Cause when these guys start coming on, like Stevie Ray angry at you anyway.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
He's mad at you.
I talked to Stevie Ray last week, and he wanted to come on, and he got something that set you straight on.
All right, we ready for straight shooting Stevie Ray, baby. My favorite.
All right, then. All right,
y'all
then,
have
brother.
fun out there. Thanks for joining us. We'll catch you next time on the Cat's Corner podcast. Peace in the Middle East.
Peace.